Okay, guys. So I want to share what I learned about sexual harassment. Um, that is different from molestation or rape, and it's similar to a bad workplace culture. Okay, so let's start let's start from this situation. Let's say one point in history, in some workplaces, um, if you work with a lot of guys, like for 8 hours a day for your entire career, they would just say stuff like, "Hey, stuff it. Hey, get the hell out of here," right? And if you're a woman, they say the same thing, and then they add in your gender, like, "Hey, stuff it, toots," or "Hey, get the hell out of here, tits," whatever, right? You can imagine that, right? And so nowadays, that kind of stuff's a lot really cleaned up, right? But I think we can sort of like imagine that stereotype in some work situations, right? It's like, "Get the hell out of here, toots," or like, and to a guy that's like, "Get the fuck out of here, bro," like all that stuff, 8 hours a day, your entire career, and it was like that at some point in time, right? We can all imagine that, right? And so, but now it's modern era. But in that situation, it's a little bit like rough work. Now imagine that in a white collar office on Madison Avenue tomorrow morning, and it's been happening the last 10 years, and it'll continue to happen for the rest of your life. Like the boys and the managers are just, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, dickhead. Hey, toots, come over, stuff it," all like that. But white collar, nice suit on Madison Avenue tomorrow, not like in the 1950s in some steel mill, right? Now, if that's happening to you now, you can actually, and it's been happening, um, for the last 10 years, or, you've been there for a while, you didn't bother to quit, you can actually kind of sue for sexual harassment. Especially if you feel like you're the favorite chick there. "Hey, baby, I love you so much," for the last 10 years. And white collar, I'm as an animal. Or it might even be blue collar, anywhere. Just nowadays, tomorrow. Right? Back in the 50s in steel mill, okay. Right? And there was still sundown towns and all that, sundowners and all that stuff, right? But tomorrow, anywhere in America, and it's been happening, and maybe you try a couple times down to enlighten them, you actually sue for sexual harassment. That's different from molestation and rape. Molestation is like, "Let go of my arm, let go of my arm. Oh, don't pull down my pants." And then molestation and rape, totally different. But the other thing is just as bad, right? Especially if you happen to be their favorite chick in your office. So this thing about sexual harassment comes down to that kind of treatment over and over again. But get this: if you do it one time, right? Like just one time, or one time, right? Or like maybe after 2 or 3 times, they told you to watch it, right? Then it's okay. You know what I mean? So if you do it one time, or after the third time they told you to watch it and you do watch it, then it's okay. Okay? We're talking about like prolonged psychological torture. Not because like you're so busy or you feel so relaxed. You know what I mean? If you happen one time like, oh, sorry, whatever, right? I was just thinking about something else, right? Or after the third time, it's like, oh, you know what? We're, just like, we're just different here. It's like, oh, okay, no big deal, no big deal, whatever, right? But we're talking about like prolonged psychological torture since you've been there the last 10 years, and nothing's changed, right? Or they told them and nothing's changed. So it happens one time to, you change, that's fine. What else? Oh yeah, and okay, so Harvey Weinstein is also facing a lawsuit, like a material lawsuit, like a solid one, from I forgot her name, like Allred and the scriptwriter, right? And then this Thursday, we have to see what Ashley Judd has to say about it. But let's say you try to crash Harvey Weinstein's party, right? And he grabbed you by the cuff and threw you out. I mean, like, if 50 people try to crash his party over the last 10 years, and he grabbed them all by the cuff and threw them out, that is not pursuant to the sexual allegations. If every time you crash my house, I grab you by the cuff, I throw you out, that has nothing to do with sexual allegations. So you have to sort of like separate. He's got a reputation for that, right? He's not like, my secretary will show you out the door. You know what I mean? He's like, he'll grab you by the cuff, throw you out himself. So you gotta separate that, and especially if you're crashing his place, right? You gotta separate that from the allegations, because these allegations are different from sort of like, anybody crash my place, it's very predictable. I'll just grab him by the cuff, throw him out. Right. All right. So, one, there's the American gymnast, Olympic gymnast, who was molested, right, or raped, right. And then there's this sort of like treatment, right. And so that's rape. And then there's this treatment, right, where you can charge someone with sexual harassment. If you're the favorite girl, especially in a place that's so macho. That's what they mean by macho. It's like, hey, toots, come over here and sit in my lap. And all the guys laughing. He's like, what are you laughing at, dickhead? All like that. But like, not just one guy. Everybody's like that. Since you were there like 10 years. So you can charge with sexual harassment like that. But if they crash my place and there's a girl, and I throw her out on the scuff of her neck, you can't charge me with shit. What do you expect? Give me a fucking mental common sense. Right? So the two are different. And Harvey's had his run-in with people crashing his stuff. It sounds really awful, right? Like, normal person, yeah, you have a wedding, people don't crash your stuff. You don't have paparazzi chasing you. It sounds awful. But then there are the allegations as well. The two are different. A lot of people want to blend them together. They're different.